Good morning, guys. It has been a while since I just sat down and actually given you guys an update on just where I'm at mentally throughout this prep, physically throughout this prep, and what the game plan is. And honestly, the reality is we haven't known what the game plan was going to be since the start of this prep, right? We said it multiple times throughout this series. We don't have a specific show in mind yet, but we are getting close. And because of that, we really do have to start to pinpoint and aim our sights on a specific show in order to prime our body and get prepared for a peak for a show. Now, I will honestly say this has been the most stressless prep that I've ever had in my life. This has been the most seamless prep, and I think a big part of that was simply because I didn't attach myself to a timeline, but instead I attached myself to the progression that my body needs in order to be the best version of myself on stage. Now, again, I'm not gonna say it's the easiest thing. I've always been somebody who likes to have something in sights and focuses on that, but like I said, I think this has given me mentally a breath of fresh air and understanding that, hey, if I don't wake up with the best check-in, I don't feel like I am, my world's falling apart because I'm gonna miss a specific show. But reality is, like I said, the shows that I have in mind are right around the corner. So because of that, we gotta make sure we fine tune and get our body primed for, like I said, a peak. Now, this morning I woke up at 234.2, and this has been a new low, and it's been a trend because over the last 4 days I've hit new lows, and over the last 3 days I had all high days, and my high days have been honestly almost like fuel to a fire, where it's just speeding up my metabolism and just my body's been ripping through it. And I haven't had this issue before. Well, that's not true. The one time I've ever had this issue was my prep after New York Pro, where I placed second, and then into my first ever pro win, which was Miami. And that's when my body was primed and I had to eat cheat meals just to slow down my metabolism. And these last 3 days have been just so extremely efficient to a point where, I dropped 5 pounds in 3 days, and honestly, I'm getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Now, a little bit of fullness has been sacrificed, but we have also seen a drastic difference when we throw a high day in compared to in the past when my body just naturally fills out. So I know it's not necessarily losing muscle, which is a good thing. Instead, just filling out a frame that's a little bit depleted, just because again, body is ripping through glycogen like it's its job. So good problem to have, but right now, over the last 24 hours, we've decided to say, okay, we're gonna push hard. We're gonna implement those low days, not dig days, but low days, and keep my body moving. And just overnight, I dropped over a pound again. So this morning was a new low, feeling really good. Definitely getting tighter, again, trying to detach myself from the fact that, oh my God, I'm losing muscle, but I'm very confident in the look that we're bringing, and I can confidently say this is the best that I've ever looked, being this close to a show, even though we don't know what show yet. So I'm really happy with where we are mentally. This is the best place that I've ever been. I've had more energy this prep compared to previous. I've been efficient with just everything, business, content. I started a podcast with Men's Physique Radio with my boys Aaron Banks and Drew Cullen, and that has been really nice to get on there and just shoot the shit with your boys when in prep. If sometimes it feels like you annex yourself from like other human beings, and I have my videographer who moved in with me, Johnny, who's honestly just been it's been really nice as having him here as a friend more than anything, to just talk to him about things that are going on in my life, and he gives me raw and just honest feedback, which is just, again, what friends should do. So like, my life is very good right now. My relationship is really good right now. I have a lot of good things. Got the board short company launching here in a couple weeks. Really, it's kind of crazy to think. And yeah, man, it's just, things are moving in a good direction. So I could sit here and talk forever. I just feel like I haven't talked to you guys in so long, and I want to make sure that I keep you guys up to date with sometimes people are uncomfortable talking to you about, which is like the mental side of this stuff. But coffee here first thing in the morning, and now we get to go have meal one and start this beautiful Friday off with a bag. All right, guys, pre-workout meal going down. Chicken and rice. I have beef twice a day. I have chicken twice a day. I would do anything to have beef for every single meal. But in the off season. And it's funny because every time I'm in a prep, the first thing I always think about was I can't wait to start to grow. And I don't know if you guys remember the toy that I bought Jackson in like the last video, but he has been loving it and it's been annoying the living hell out of us. So I'm gonna make this meal, get ready for the gym, and continue to be annoyed by this damn toy. All right guys, so meal 3 going down. This is our pre-workout meal. I always like to get a minimum of 3 meals in before we train, really focusing on just fueling the workout in itself, especially when carbs are so low. So remember guys, today's a low day, right? So all of my carbs are only backed by my training window. So again, right now, chicken, rice, asparagus, only 115 grams of rice, but I'm not complaining right now, man. We're right around the corner from stepping on stage, so we gotta do what we gotta do. And I'm gonna do it with a smile on my face. Like I say, it's all about how you look at it, man. If you tell yourself this shit sucks, it will suck. Prep is not easy. There's always a certain level of sacrifice that is needed in order to be where you wanna be on stage. But in the same breath, you know, these are self-inflicted wounds, right? We choose to do this, so I'm not gonna choose to be negative about this approach. So I'm gonna knock this meal down. I'm watching Law & Order SVU. I don't know why I'm watching these shows, but it's something about like seasons. I like really a lot of seasons in a series, and I've already been through like 5 different Netflix series. So time to take it up. But as always, guys, I'm gonna see you guys at the gym. Today's a chest day, and even though we're not at a point where we can likely grow into a show, we gotta make sure that these bad boys stay as full as possible. Let me ask you something. Yes. Where do you store your syrup? Is it in the fridge or is it in the pantry? Don't lie.
Usually, if I put it, it's in the pantry.
Really?
Yeah. And Jemima.
And Jemima.
I leave it in a.
That's my girl.
Yeah, or whatever that's called. Yeah.
Bro.
Miss Buttersworth.
Buttersworth.
Yeah. Yeah. I leave that in the pantry.
I respect.
That's correct.
Hell yeah.
Bro, yesterday I was doing that cardio on machine. I swear, cardio wasn't so difficult. I couldn't breathe. I literally couldn't, like I was like a fucking fish. I couldn't like take my breath. And then I was like, okay, I'll do 30, 20, no, I did 25, 20. Because I couldn't do it in one piece.
What are you doing? Watching my competition, baby. Oh, they moved Ollie with GB right away. They were talking shit this entire prep. Ollie looks sharp, man.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man's so tough, but man's keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch man, please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. Yeah. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man's so tough, but man's keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls never tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch man, please use caution. Beg, please get on your knees. Came from the jungle, up in the trees. I got a few tricks up in the sleeve. One wrong move, I'ma let out the. Big shoes, check out the crease.
I'm taking applications, looking for people who want to get better, who want to push each other. Preferably somebody who ain't injured every other day when they train.
Just too sharp with the prize. White girls never tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch me, please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
All right, guys. So as the show gets closer and closer, and as your body gets more fatigued, this is the point where we start to slightly adjust our training. Now, don't get me wrong, intensity will always be the main focus, but how you make your workouts intense will slightly change the closer you get to the show. So our primary movements are no longer movements that are going till failure, rather mainly stimulation. We do about 85% of our max. And with that, we make sure that we prioritize safety, good form, and again, making sure you get the solid connection with the muscle. Now, the exercises we still go to absolute failure on will be things like cable presses, really anything that's more stabilized, less room for injury. So that's the biggest thing. For example, instead of bench press or Smith machine bench press till failure, we'll do cable presses until failure, right? We'll do more fly variations till failure. Really just higher rep focus. Again, not going crazy with weight, but it's important, man. The one way to save muscle during a prep is to keep strength during a prep. Now, it's inevitable. No matter what you do, you will lose muscle at some point in a prep. But how to limit that? You still aim to progress weight-wise with making sure that you prioritize safety. Now we're getting to that point in that prep where we have to make sure that we prioritize both. So by doing so, we just simply taper back on the overall load, mainly focus on just maximizing the volume.
That monkey's in Austin, she say you're stalling. Lunchtime is calling, now we gotta go. I like what I like, she's in my own night. Confidence on spike, I'm going with the flow. I can't waste my time pleasing every mind, not that easy.
Right, so like, it helps grow the page, it's also good engagement.
No, I see it everywhere right now, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, you keep in mind, bro, this is just us coming together, having fun, talking about a sport that we love. So I really want you to imagine, like, and this is why I'm so passionate about getting these things out, bro, because this is going to be an opportunity to springboard where we are.
On the scene like wow, and I'm just doing me, baby child. See, I study the Dow, the zoo and Mr. Loud. If you need a lesson in acceptance, I can show you how. We living in the now, some call it the moment. Get control of your attitude, that's the real opponent. Lock it up and own it. Start now and never postpone it. If you operate from love, then baby, I can't condone it.
I'm so tired of second places in my life.
In third tonight, Alexander Toplyn. Second place goes to 31, Alexander Toplyn. Second place goes to number 19, Alexander Toplyn.